Hey creator, welcome back or welcome if you're new here to the Mindful Creators. Oh, it's so fun to have you here. Thank you so much for watching. If you're a regular viewer, I'm really grateful for you. So I'm a knitter and crocheter here based in the Netherlands. I live here with my boyfriend at his apartment and yeah, I'm just obsessed with knitting, mostly knitting. I am not really crocheting at the moment, so just know that, but I will show you what I'm working on. I am also very active in the community space here in the knitting and crochet world, and I have some super exciting news about my new community group, the Mindful Creators Clubhouse, because we will be opening very soon. April 3rd and April 4th, the community will open for sign up. I will put a link below to my Instagram because I'm mostly posting there, but everything. Please sign up for my email list if you are wanting to have the link to the sign up in your email, because I will send it there too. Oh, I'm super excited. I will tell you a little bit more about it later, but first let's go into my finished objects because I have one. Okay, so if you have watched last week's video, you know what this one is probably. Last week I talked about knitting a pair of socks for my boyfriend's birthday, and I did it in secret and I finished them right on time because I finished them on the Wednesday, I think, but I filmed the podcast on Tuesday, finished them Wednesday, gave them on Thursday, and that was when the last podcast went live. When I tell you I had to rip these off my boyfriend's feet, he's working in the room next to me, I was like, I need to have the socks for the video, and he was like, do you really need them? So I'm just going to give them back immediately because they are fresh off his feet. They are fine, but he has been wearing them non-stop. So this is the finished pair. They're a little bit stretched out because, as I said, he has been wearing them a ton. I need to wash them for him actually. These are the Pretty Harbour, or no, Petty Harbour socks by Rayna and Curtis. It is a free pattern on Reverie, and I will share the link below to the pattern. And oh, I love these so much. Also the lighting, there's some sun in the house. I'm loving it. Spring is in the air, so the lighting might change a little bit throughout the video, but nothing to worry about. But yeah, these are these socks. They are a broken rib stitch. This is fully broken rib on the leg, and then half of the foot has the broken rib stitch. I made these in Lana Grossa Meilenwijn Merino hand-dyed yarn, hand-dyed jam. Yeah, in the color Roja. I don't know how you say it. I will link my project page. Yeah, my Revelry project page. But yeah, these socks, they were perfect size, which I was really happy about because if you watched the last video, I made these in secret, as I said. I wanted to really make something for him. He has been asking about a sweater a little bit lately, but I was like, I will never finish the sweater in time for his birthday when I started thinking of it. And then I was like, okay, but I can actually make socks. So did it. He has been telling me so many times how much he loves them, and I think that's just the best compliment a knitter could get. So yeah, I am super happy with them. I love the color. Another fun thing about this color, this yarn, is I bought a few of these skeins of this hand-dyed yarn, 3 different skeins, 3 different colors, back in December somewhere. And when I got home, I was like, okay, which one do you like best? And he said, okay, this one is my favorite. So I remembered it and I was like, okay, I need to make something with this skein. I bought another one because one was not enough for his big feet. So yeah, so happy with it. Yeah, it's just amazing. He has been wearing them non-stop. He's working at home in the room beside me, as I said, so I really had to rip him off his feet. Like, I really need to show them. You can get them back in a little bit. He said, they're my socks, right? As a joke. But yeah, these ones, I really love them also for men's socks. I think they're also great for women's, of course, but it could be for anyone. But I like that they look a little bit more, how do you say that? A bit more stoer is the Dutch word. Tough is not a good explanation. I don't know. I think they could look manly, you know? This is also not, I hope that you know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean. But yeah, he loves them. He has been wearing them non-stop. I think I need to make a second pair for him. Probably. This yarn also, as I said, he has been wearing them non-stop, so they are getting a little bit fluffy, fuzzy, but it is holding up really well. He does only wear them at home, so they don't get a lot of friction. but they are softening up really nicely. As I said, it is merino hand-dyed wool from Lana Grossa. It's pretty good yarn, I think. But yeah, they were really nice. I'm going to wash them tonight for the first time. I haven't blocked them because yeah, I was like, don't really need to block these ones for him. But he's super excited. I'm going to give it back to him. So a second. Your socks are back, madam.
Please.
You're welcome. I gave him back and he almost grabbed them out of my eye. He's like, oh, thank you, please. Okay, it's super nice. Normally we also drink tea during this podcast. It's a bit of a thing. And I have these questions on the tea bags that I always ask, but I've been doing a challenge. I'll talk a little bit more about it in the live part. I do always talk a little about live in the end of the video. But I've been drinking a ton of water, 1 gallon a day. So you won't see me with a cup of tea anymore because I only will be having this giant bottle of water with me. So let this be a new segment. You're reminded to drink some water today. So let's have a few sips of our water and then we go into our whips. Yeah. Let's hope I don't have to pee during this podcast. Okay, I said we were going into whips, but I first want to talk with you a little bit about the Mindful Creators Clubhouse. We always do like a little news segment in between after finished objects, and I think this fits really well for news. So, as I said, I am very active in the community space. I think definitely with a craft that we do, that is most of the time at home and most of the time on our own, and most of the time even without knowing people in our near circle that do this craft, it is so nice if you can connect with people that are as obsessed with the craft as you are. So for example, I really think about knitting 24/7. And how great is it if you can think with other people about it, like chat with it, like that really understand your passion about the craft. So that is why I got into the community a bit more. I started a Facebook group a little while ago and it's really fun, but I really wanted to do more. So the Facebook is perfect for if you just want to share a bit, post something that you're making, that you're working on, maybe ask a question, but that is really a little bit where it stops. So it is difficult to connect really well one-on-one or with a little group. So I created the Mindful Creators Clubhouse. This is the new community group. This is a membership community group, and I will tell you why, because there are so many things in here. It is worth it, let me tell you. So we have been testing this group with 20 testers. So what we have been doing, people are loving it, and I will tell you what we have been doing, or what we're going to be doing actually. So next to connecting, which you can really do very well in the group, we also have a lot of fun events. And the events are really the thing that you can get together, get inspired, just chat with each other about everything, like knitting, but also or crochet or live or yarn. Everything is welcome there. For the month of April, we have a very fun. We have a lot of fun events planned. Yeah, talking is difficult. So every month we do a community call. If you have been following me a little longer, you know that I do some community calls every 3 months, but those are just for everyone. It's open for everyone to join. We have done 3 or 4 by now, I think. Maybe 3, I'm not 100% sure. And but in the group we will be doing monthly community calls, and a really fun extra is that we have a guest speaker in each call. So the call consists of a little part of guest speaker and then a part of a community call. So we just get together after it. Last month in the testing group, we had Evie as a guest speaker from Jillian Eve, which was super fun. Talked about all things yarn, wool, from sheep to yarn, from hand spun yarn spinning, like all about it. And next month, so the month that we will be opening, is really fun because we have Jeanette from New Wave Knitting with us. So she's going to give us a workshop on how to create your handmade capsule wardrobe. Like, how cool is that? So when she said it, I was like, yes, I love it, we will do it. I think it's so refreshing, such a cool idea. So we have a community call with Jeanette, super fun workshop. Then after we do a bit of more without the guest speaker, just with the group, just talk with it about it, do a little bit of knitting, crochet, anything you like to do. Another event that we have is the movie night. We have watched a really fun movie last time, and we will vote again about a new movie for coming months. So we don't know what we're going to be watching, but we vote on something, and we would just watch it together online. Just a really relaxed thing. Then another really fun thing is that we have a monthly make-along. So we have a really casual make-along. I don't know about you, but I already have a lot of things on my plate, and I know many of you have two busy jobs, maybe you have children, maybe you have a very intense hobby on the side, a lot of fun things. So I can imagine that you don't want to do like a full-on project, because we have these extra every month to make along. Want to do a full-on thing. So I decided to do just a really casual make along. So last month we did the Whip It Up March. I will talk a little bit about it in my whip, because I'm almost finished. And the coming month we have Use It Up April. So it is spring. We just entered spring. The weather is changing a little bit, and I don't know about you, but many of us like to do a little bit of spring cleaning. I don't know what it is. It's something in the air, I think. Spring cleaning. It's just it. So we thought Use It Up April. We have decided on this with the testing group. Note this also for the future. If you're in the group, you can come up with these ideas together. So Use It Up April, it has begun. And the idea is that you use something from a stash. So could be some scrap yarn project. Could be some yarn that you have been dying to work with but couldn't find a pattern for. Like put some extra love in the yarn this month and work on something. Like it can be anything like it. So I want to use some of my acrylics, because I've bought those when I started my full yarn journey, and I want to do something scrappy, like maybe beginning of a blanket, because I don't use those for garments anymore for myself, but I think it is great. I just want to use it, you know, I have it, so I want to use it. So that is our make along. Then we have really fun casual crafting chats. These can be planned, but you can also do these spontaneously, because we have a system in our platform where you can just call with each other every time of the day. Doesn't matter, we are all over the world with the group at the moment, but yeah, every time of the day, every moment of the day, you can call with each other, you can video call with each other, you can chat with each other. So that's also really very much possible. And then last thing I will talk a little bit about is our accountability circle. This is a really fun thing that we share our goals for the week with. We also recap our week with each other in a just in posts, but we also do some calls every 2 weeks about them. Just if you are interested. Okay, I can imagine that this sounds like a lot. There are some things that are possible here, but know that you don't have to do everything. If you want to come into the group, I welcome you very much to do so, because you can find your way around it, you know. You can find what you really like, what you are getting enthusiastic about. I will pop up a few of the experiences of the testers, because I think it is really nice to see how they experienced it, what they expected. So pause your screen. Sometimes I'm popping up some things. Pause your screen to just read them. And I think it's really nice to see what other people thought of it, because I can tell you how I like it, because I'm very enthusiastic about it, but they really experienced it as a member. I think we have been creating a lot of fun things for you, and I would love for you to join. As I said, April 3rd and April 4th we will go live. If you go to my Instagram, you can find in my highlights that I post some things already this week. This will go up on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. I've been starting to post some things from Tuesday on. So you can find some more information, some more details. I will want to do a Q&A somewhere this week also. So follow there, because definitely don't want to miss this out. We only open for 2 days, then it's closed for a whole month, and then we only open up again in May. So keep an eye out. I'm really excited. I hope you are excited, and let me know in the comments what you're most excited about, or if you're interested in joining, because I know also the testing group is super excited about all the new people that are coming, because they will still stay in the group, most of them. So yeah, I think it's really fun. We are going into whips now, because I've talked a lot, and I think you also want to see some yarn stuff. But know that this is coming really soon. So yeah, super excited. Okay, as I said, the weather is indeed changing a little bit. I hope it's not getting too dark in here, but I think we're fine. Yeah. Let me start with my biggest whip that I've been working on for a little while now, that I'm almost finished with. And that was also part of my make along. So this is the Monday sweater by Petite Knit. If you've been watching, you've seen it for the last 2 podcasts, I think. And I'm almost done. So I do this podcast every other week, do other videos in between. Last week I didn't have a video. Normally I do post weekly. And look at it. Oh, it's almost finished. And what is not finished yet is the sleeves are finished, but they still have to be bound off. And I probably will do it now. So let me tell you why. Normally I like to just, I've done one sweater, normally less sweater, I like to just keep my sleeves on some cable after I finish them, or almost finish them, so before I bind off. This is because I am quite tall, I'm 5'9", I have quite tall arms, and it's nice if they're not long enough that I can add a little bit of length after. So these sleeves are both finished without being fully finished, if you get what I mean. These are still on a cable. I put my needles on it because I think they're long enough. So what I did already do is bind off the body. I bound off yesterday with a tubular Italian bind off, if I'm correct. It is really nice and stretchy. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I think I am already going to bind up the sleeves because I think they're long enough. I will pop up some clips here of me trying it on. I'm not going to try it on now because I would like to show you a try on before it's blocked, and I hope that I get it already after it's blocked, because I really hope it blocks a little bit better. As you can see in the before block, there's quite a big difference between the body and the ribbing. I think it cinches in a little bit too much for my liking. I would like it to relax a little bit more. And I really hope I can show you already how it looks after being blocked, because I hope, this is future me that you are seeing, I don't know how it looks, but I hope it will stretch a little bit more. That would be really nice. So yeah, I think I'm already going to bind off the sleeves actually. That's the only thing I need to do. So do 2 rows of double knitting, then binding off, and for sleeves it's not too bad. And then I can block it. So this has been super exciting. And I think what is really nice for me to see is that this doesn't take that long for me. So I can knit quite fast, but I'm not always super fast in finishing objects. So my first sweater took me about 4 months. This was a brioche knit sweater. It took me quite a while. I also have the first sweater that I started, haven't finished it yet. It almost is on the needle for a half a year about now. It is the Cumulus blouse by Petite Knit. It is just a little bit in hibernation at the moment. It was a gift knit for my mom, and I'm going to work on it again. But I know now why it takes so long, by the way, because it is brushed alpaca silk held double, and it is a pain on my hands to work with. It sticks to each other a lot, and it just is difficult to get through. This was a dream to knit. Absolutely, I mean. So, as I said, Monday sweater by Petite Knit, and I used yarn from Abmetska, and drops, by the way. So the hand-dyed yarn that you see here is from Abmetska. It is called Akia, if I'm correct, and that is the base. There wasn't really a name on it. She doesn't sell this in her shop online, I see, but I bought it at a craft fair here in the Netherlands. You can see a vlog of that one there. The Handwerkbeurs was a craft fair that I went to with some friends. I vlogged it, you can find it there. But yeah, this yarn I bought there, it's amazing. It is really nice, I love the coloring. And I held it together with drop skid silk in the color chalk. Yeah, here you can see it really well. Let me just pan a little bit. For me it looks a little bit darker on the bottom than on the top. Like the colors a little bit closer together, but I don't mind it. I love it. I think it's beautiful. Oh, by the way, these strips that I have in here, is just still my lifeline. That's not a lifeline really. It was where my arm sleeves were on hold, but I haven't taken them out yet. I almost forgot about it. It's good that I see it. Someone noticed it in the last video. It's like, oh yeah, I need to take them out. But yeah, what I really love also about this sweater is the raglan. I'm going all over the place. We know by now that how it goes here, but yeah, I'm going all over the place. I'm aware. This is how the raglan increase looks. Oh, like, look at it. I just love it. There are almost 3 stitches in between, I think. No, 2 stitches in between, and then 2 on either side where you increase. I think it just looks really nice, really good. Yeah, I just love this combination of yarn, and this kid silk is not that itchy, which I'm pretty surprised by, because this is my first time working with something with mohair in a yeah, first time actually. Yeah, I have some lying here. I already had it for another project, didn't start that one, so this is really the first time I have something completely full garment in mohair with another yarn together. This is not too bad. I talked with my friend Adela a little back. We talked about the mohairs, and she has almost used every color, I think she said. And she mentioned to me that a few colors are very itchy to her, but other colors are not at all. And I think this is one of those colors that doesn't really itch. So, okay, if you're super sensitive, then you could feel it a little bit. But for me, it is quite fine. And I'm a bit sensitive, not super sensitive, but just a bit. But it is, yeah, it's fine. Another friend of mine said, yeah, if you wash it, the longer hairs will get out a little bit, so that will probably help. So that's also good to know. I knit this in a size extra small because I only had 3 skeins of yarn, and I was like, okay, this is the good size for those amount of skeins. And I thought I would be a bit short, but I think I have about 50 grams left, so I don't know how that's possible. I still have to bind off, so maybe a little bit less than 50 then. Pretty good, I would say. As you can see, so this is the size extra small for reference. You have probably seen it now in the try on for me. I have liked it a little bit bigger. Not sure if I can already say yes to that. For now, trying it on not blocked, yes maybe, just one size bigger. But I am really curious to see how this will grow. You have already seen it if I was able to block it and dry it in 2 days. Yeah, I'm going to finish this today, so I will block it today. Hopefully it is dry in time to put it in this video. This is 100% superwash merino. So from what I've heard, superwash can stretch a bit. So I hope this stretches a bit, because I think it will look really good in it. Yeah. I just love it. This is a pattern that I think I will definitely make again once. I would love it in a really bright blue, like almost like that you're like, whoa, that's blue, you know, that kind of blue. It's really nice. The short rows are great in the back. As you can see, it's quite raised in the back. I don't know, it's just a really good staple, I think. It is really beautiful. I love the details on the sleeve, like the long ribbing. It is just really nice, and yeah, I'm really happy with this piece. This yarn was a bit of a treat to myself, and I think it turned out beautiful, this sweater. It will definitely be something that I want to wear for many years coming. So yeah, I'm curious to see how it will hold up. I think pretty well. That's just a feeling that I have, but we will see in the next one. Maybe I'll wear it next time if it's not too warm. Maybe I'll wear it next time if it's not too warm. I'm curious to see how much wear I will get out of it in this season still. I've talked about this sweater 2 times, and somehow I still am able to talk about it for like 20 minutes, because I think I'm almost talking for 20 minutes about it. Maybe a little bit shorter with editing, but yeah. Also, if you're drinking a ton, if you want to drink like a gallon, these bottles are amazing. This is half a gallon, and it makes it so easy. Just drink one. This is my first of the day still. It's about 11 o'clock maybe a little bit later. No, 11:30. My first one of the day still. So I have to do a little bit more, and then about 1 o'clock I would like to have this finished, and then fill it up again to 1500 milliliter, and then I'm good. Yeah, we'll talk about it later. It's a challenge I've been doing. 75 Hard. If you've heard of it, if you're interested, watch to the end because I'll talk about it. Okay, I have 2 pairs of socks and a sweater and a scarf. There are 2 new cast-ons in here actually. Let me just pick my first sock new cast-on because this I casted on since I was feeling a bit stressed, let's say it like that. Last week was not my best week and I couldn't put myself to work and I just needed something mindless to knit on, so I started a vanilla sock without a pattern, just cast on 60 stitches I think, because I noticed that 64 could be a little bit too big for me, or like they stretch out a little bit too big. This is just some yarn that I had in the stash and I just started knitting away, and this has been my, if my head is too full, if I just want to get out of my head a little bit, just knit a little bit. Maybe if I can watch a video to learn something instead of having to read or type, or then I will put this also up. This is also the project that I started knitting without looking a little bit, and it's going pretty well actually. So yeah, this is what I have so far. It's just really simple. It's self-striping yarn. The yarn is from, I bought this as my first ever sock yarn back, I think around this, yeah, back in the summer. Made 1 sock. I still knit a twisted back then, didn't know. So I only made 1 sock, a shorty, and then I never made the second one because I was like, I'm not gonna do twisted knitting anymore when I realized I was knitting twisted. So I still had quite a bit of yarn left, about 80 grams or something. I think, yeah, about 80 grams. I was like, okay, just pick this up. I want to knit something with it. I really like to knit with things that I have laying around. Like I love looking at new yarn, but if I have something that I'm really excited about, so for example this, no, this is not something I'm really excited about, but if I have something laying in my stash, I'm like, okay, but I could work something with it, I would like to do it. So it is a pretty long sock. What I noticed with socks that I have knit until now, I've knitted 3 pairs. I knit the Love Heart socks by From Devon with Love UK. Just pop up the picture. I have knit the Easy Peasy socks that I have on actually. Let me just quickly show them. These are the Easy Peasy socks. Love them too. But I noticed with those 2 pairs that they are a little bit shorter than I would like them. Because I'm quite tall, so my pants are always a little bit, sometimes a little bit short. I like to have them, I wear them mostly at home, so in my pants so I don't get cold ankles, if you know what I mean. So fluff, I love fluff. So these are a little bit longer, love it. They're quite high, mid-calf for me I think, and I am now at the toe decreases. It's just a really simple vanilla sock, but this is a sock where I could just pour some of my anxiety in, I think, stress in. I don't know if you recognize this kind of project. Let me know if you have a project like that. I don't feel negative towards it because I think that's sometimes the thing that could happen. That is not the case with this one. It was just something that I could just let some stress out. Did it work? I'm not sure. It could get my head a little bit clearer. But yeah. It is really, as I said, really simple vanilla sock. It was a 2x2 twisted rib. Just a stockinette leg. This is a boomerang heel shadow. What is it? Boomerang heel is like the is a German word for German short row, I think. Is that correct? Shadow wrap, I don't know, one of those. It's just simple. It's great, it works. The yarn does a bit funky here. Like you see the brown in between. I'm just going to just finish off the toe. Really simple, but as I said, just a comfort thing. I've been mostly working on it a bit during the day when I've really felt like working on it. Not really at night, I think. But yeah, I really like to have a pair of socks on the needles just for out and about, I want to say, but I don't really go out and about. But when I feel like it, I like a small project. So this is my newest cast. Yeah, I think that's my newest. I started last week. I have another pair of socks. Let me just quickly show those because I think I might not finish them. And these are, oh, these are so much softer. That other yarn is a bit rustic. This is another sock that you might have seen a few times now. These are the Nordic socks. free pattern on Ravelry. I will also post my Ravelry project page for this one. Really fun color work. However, this is a free pattern. I don't think it's tested, which is totally fine. But the problem with this is that because of the color work, this is a bit tighter. I have a bit of a hard time getting this over my feet. However, down to the bottom, you start doing stockinette again. Here you see. So what you will see is that this is way looser. So that is not great. So the toe, I already put it on and I was like, this doesn't fit that well. The toe is a bit too loose. I adjusted the, no, that's not true. This wasn't a pattern. This is a afterthought heel. My first afterthought heel ever. Was fine. Doesn't fit great on my feet. The points are sticking out a little bit too much for me. But it was really fun to do it. But yeah, I think it is a shame to not finish it because I'm almost done. But I'm not sure if I want to cast on the second sock immediately, to be honest. So for now, I think it will be good to just finish it. I have my cable back also then. Just finish it and then I'll just put it aside for a little bit probably. It is a fun pattern. Just the toe foot construction is not the best. But it's fine, it's a free pattern, you know? So maybe I could work it back and do some decreases somewhere on the foot, you know? That could be a thing. Yeah, just do with that information what you want. It's still a fun pattern. I have a newest cast on. I will keep that for last because I might not keep working on it. And now I want to show you a scarf shawl. We go again, here we go again. Let's call it a shawl. Yeah, a shawl. That I've been working on for a little while already. And it's just a nice mindless knit. It's this one. This is the Easy Goes It shawl. Also a free pattern on Ravelry. We have a lot of free patterns in this video. Again, project pages are all below. This is in some really beautiful yarn. This yarn is called, no it's not true. This yarn is from 6 and 7 fibers. And it is called the base Alfalfa and the color Penelope. Yeah. You can see the stitch marker where I was last time. Was that from last time? I think it was from last time. Or I started here, I'm not 100% sure. I'm at the last panel of the scarf shawl. I'll do it again. You can see it is already quite long. It is the last panel. I do have a bit of yarn left still. I think this might be 20 grams or something. I think I weighed it. I think it was 20 grams. Oh. And officially, according to the pattern, I have about, I think, double of what I've done from this texture part. I think double on top still. And that should be it. But if I have some yarn left over, I might need a little bit longer. Because let me just try it on. It is tiny. It is not really, I don't know. In the pictures it looks like it could be way larger. It is now more like an oversized Sophie scarf, you know? Like size-wise. So I think it will be nice if this comes down a little bit more, if there's a little bit more here. I'm not putting it on great at the moment because there's still a cable and everything in here. But yeah, it feels really nice to the skin. There's some little bit of cashmere in here, I think, in this base. But yeah, this is also, by the way, like, I am throwing words all around here. A gift from my friend Dara that I got from her. So that is why I really wanted something like wearable and give the yarn some time to shine because it is beautiful. What am I doing? But yeah, maybe I will make it a little bit longer still. And we'll see how that will go. But yeah, look at it, it's beautiful. The color is beautiful. This pattern is pretty fun. There are different panels in here, as you can see. I hope you can see it. Mostly garter, but there's some knit stitches, a garter in between knit, and then you have these slip stitches, I think it's called, slip stitch pattern. I don't know what the stitch is called, but it is you work a yarn over, you do knit one, yarn over, knit one, yarn over, I think. Yeah, and then you do, is that correct what I say? Something with yarn overs and knits and then knitting together on the next round. Look at the pattern if you'd like this. But yeah, beautiful yarn. Beautiful yarn. So I'm pretty close to finishing actually, which I didn't expect last time. Haven't worked a ton on it. I think probably during one of our events in the testing group, because yeah, those are great for for mindless knitting. You know what I forgot to tell you about? Yeah, I forgot to tell you about something. So for my Monday sweater, as I said, we have done a make along in the March test group already, and that was Whip It Up March. So I wanted to keep it really simple because for the test there was already so much that we will be doing that month. And Whip It Up March was a make along where we chose a whip in our stash, or how do you call it, whip basket, whip stuff. A whip that we really wanted to finish, or something that was laying around for such a long time that you're like, okay, I really want to get this out of the way, get it done. Or something you were really excited about to finish or work on. I'm repeating myself, but yeah, for me that was that sweater, especially because I felt the first 2 weeks of this sweater was going really fast. I just wanted to see what I could do in a month. So for me, I worked on this sweater. I have some pictures here of my progress, of some templates that I made, because I make these templates, they are in the group. You can use them for progress. I will do the same for April. And it was really fun to see what everyone else did. Someone else in the group, Sinead, she, amazing knitter also, she worked on one project from beginning to end. It was something she really wanted to make. And I think she did it in 14 days. Like a sweater, by the way. It was the Maryland turtleneck by, is it Fable Knitwear? It was a Maryland turtleneck. Maybe I can find her project page. I will post it here if I can find it. But yeah, it was really, really fun. So that was for that one. Last but not least, maybe least actually, I will tell you why. I started a new sweater. I know it's April, almost April. May, it's March. March? Yeah, I know it's spring. Let's just say it like that. But as you might know, if you've been watching, I bought some yarn. In my last podcast, I showed it to you. This yarn. This is super light alpaca, if I'm correct, from Lang Yarns. It is definitely from Lang Yarns, and it is something with alpaca super light. I got 7 skeins of this yarn, and I was thinking about making this, or using it for a sweater where you actually need to use mohair, but I was like, okay, I could use this instead of, because since it is alpaca super light, it isn't as thin as mohair, but it is thinner than a brushed alpaca. I was looking around. I like scrolling in Ravelry, and I found this sweater that I don't even know the name of at the moment. I found it. It is called the Elena pullover by Knit, and this pullover, I have the picture here below for me too, is made in 2 strands of mohair together, and you can make it multicolor, so a contrast color on top and another color on the bottom, or other way around, but you could also make it in one color, as you see here. And I think it looks really beautiful and a little bit light. Could be good for spring even. There are, how many sizes do they have? Quite a bit, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sizes, I think, if I'm correct. Yeah, they have 8 sizes. And I was like, okay, this is nice. I like it. I found something. I'm gonna work on it. I buy the pattern. I look into the pattern, and guess what? It is bottom up. And I was like, oh my goodness, how did I miss this? So I was so focused on getting the right yarn, getting the right gauge, because I did a little gauge watch, it looked good. And I just completely missed that it was bottom up. I don't know about you, but the idea of bottom up scares me. As I said, I'm tall, I like to make things longer most of the times. So the idea of not knowing precisely how it will look is difficult. But I was like, I bought it, so I'm gonna make it, or at least try to. And I started really with the mindset of, okay, I will see how far I get. Maybe I finish it one day, maybe I don't even finish it, but it's fine. I bought it, I want to use it. So I started, as you can see here. I did the ribbing, I did a little bit of the body, but here we get a little bit in trouble, or get a bit of a problem. First thing is that I think it is really see-through. It looks a little bit less see-through on camera, but the moment you put like light behind it, for me, I just look right through it. Might be fine, might not be fine. I am not 100% sure. Like if I put like, it doesn't look that see-through on camera here, but yeah, you can look through it a bit. that is one thing. I'm not sure if I like it. My gauge watch wasn't that see-through, so I didn't do that in the round. I did this in the round, of course. That might be the difference. Then something else. I think I was going to be making size 2, so that should be a smaller medium. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe size 3 even, because I didn't want it to be super tight, and I think there was a problem with sizing in here. Oh no, that was good. Yeah, so the best circumference that I chose was 98 centimeters because the smallest was 89. I am 93, and I didn't want to have it like negative ease. I wanted to have a little bit of positive ease. So I did that. But as you might see here, it is super... Well, not super big, that's not a good word, but it is larger than I thought it would be, like more stretchy maybe even. So yeah, I think it is not getting the right size. I tried it on, just on my waist, because where I would like it to hit, and it felt quite a bit larger than it should be. So I worked on it a little bit for a few days, and then I was like, I don't know. Let me know what you think, because if you've ever made it, I think this pattern is not that known. I just really went through a revelry, like all the places. I've looked everywhere, but yeah, don't love it, to be honest. So if you have some recommendations for something like maybe something a little bit thicker than mohair held together, I have 7 skeins. They're all 25 grams a skein, I think. Yeah, I think they are. Let me know, because I'm open to something new. I think I don't know if I want to make this. The funny thing is that I just told you that I don't like the feeling of brushed alpaca silk altogether. This, let me just try a few stitches. This almost has that same feeling. Yeah, it just, like, you really need to get into it, you know? It's like, it sticks a bit together, and for me not to have my wrist going to hurt, I am been knitting it a bit more loose. Maybe that's the reason why it's also a bit more see-through. And the gauge is off. It's just probably my fault. But yeah, I think the pattern is beautiful. The look is beautiful. I'm just not sure about this. That was my last whip. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whips at the moment. I have I have 2 hibernating. I have socks for my brother for Christmas that are not done. Yeah, the socks knitting is done, but I did duplicate stitching because I wasn't that confident in color work back then. I am now, but yeah, ripping the whole sock out, I'm not sure. So those are probably going to be for his birthday in August. I have a lot of time still. Then the gift knit for my mom. I want to pick it up again after I have the sweater finished. I don't really have a lot of plans at the moment. What I do really want to start on is a summer top. So I am looking already in summer tops, and I want to make a video about it. So more about that later. I don't have a pattern yet in mind. Yeah, there are a few that I've been looking at, but I'm going to film the whole process of that summer top. And then, yeah, I have some yarn. Let me just pick it. Okay, I have a skein of yarn here that I'm dying to make something with. But I need your help because I cannot find a pattern for it. This yarn I bought at the same time as the yarn for my Monday sweater at the same stand. There you can see the brand again, Up Metska. Let me focus on this, please. Up Metska. This is called the Base Columba, and this is a merino superwash wool with silk. 75% merino superwash, 25% silk. As you can see, it is super nice and drapey. I have 2 skeins. I have 200 grams. I really want to make something like a summer top from this. This is fingering weight yarn. I don't really want to hold it with something else. And that's, I think, where I have a problem. So, like, look at this yarn. You just want to let it shine, you know? I don't want to pair a mohair with it because summer top. Maybe I have some ideas for something else that I could use. But I really want to let this shine, let the speckles shine in there. And I would love something with a bit of a drapey look. And I would love a little bit of a sleeve, actually. Cumulus tee is not an option. I'm not doing that again after the cumulus blouse. No way. I don't think that even I would have enough yarn, by the way. But yeah, I'm a bit stuck. I've been scrolling through Ravelry so many times, putting all the filters on, looking for something for this, there are some options that I'm like, yeah, they are fun, but it is not really what I'm looking for. So maybe something with a bit of a V, a bit drapey, a bit of a sleeve maybe. I just really want to make something with this that I can wear a lot. So here in the Netherlands, for example, it can get warm in the summer, but it is mostly more like heat wave warm. So it gets warm for a short amount of time, sometimes longer than a short amount. But I don't really wear tank tops, for example, a lot here because it isn't really needed. So that's why I like a little bit of a sleeve, because I can start wearing it when it gets 20 plus degrees here, for example. So yeah, my rant. I really want to find a pattern for this. So if you know a pattern, please let it know below, because I would love to see it. This yarn deserves a spot in my whip basket. I don't even have a basket. My whip. I have a card where I put everything on. My whip list, my project list. I really want to make something with this. I think it's beautiful. As I said, it is super drapey. It is floppy. That's a good sign that it is drapey. It's just gorgeous. I want to make something with it. Yeah, so that's the thing. Help me out, please. If you know something, let me know. Acquisitions. I don't think I have any. No, I haven't been yarn shopping. I've been very busy. Definitely really been in yarn stores. I have to say, a friend of mine, those are a few of the friends that you see if you've seen in the video and the vlog. Jasmijn, she has made a rubles blouse. That is from Fable Knitwear, I think. Is it? Well, she made the rubles blouse with a specific kind of yarn that was on sale also at my local craft store, a local yarn store, Wolplein. And it looked so nice. She made it so fast. She finished it like yesterday or the day before. I think she did a few weeks, not even 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. Took her, I don't know. It was fast, but I loved the look of the yarn, and I know they had that yarn with something bluish and purplish, and I love that for spring. She made something with a pink kind of yarn, so I was like, oh, maybe I need to go back to the sale, but I didn't yet. It does look really beautiful, but it is, I think it's sport weight, so it's a little bit more difficult to find a pattern for, and I already have a hard time with finding something for this, so I was like, not gonna do it to myself. But yeah, love it. Let me know, let me think. Anything else about this? No, not really. Okay, let's go into the watching and reading part. I'm a big movies and series fan. One of the reasons why there is a movie night in the clubhouse, and I love reading also. We'll start with watching. I started on, what is it called again? The series with Pedro Pascal. The one on Prime. No, it's not true, on HBO. Last of Us? I think it's Last of Us. Yeah, I started it, pretty good. Only have done 2 episodes, so don't give any spoilers, please. I like it, so I think it's good. Bit dystopian, bit apocalyptic, bit sci-fi. I think it's fun. I like those 2 things. We have also started The Night Agent on Netflix, which is a new show about a guy who works for the White House and FBI at the same time. And he works in a room in the basement of the White House where he has to pick up a phone. People call that phone when there's a big emergency, and it's not that he gets called every day, it's like maybe once ever. And when he gets a phone call, his life turns around because he has to save someone, and it's fun. I like it. It's a bit more, it's an action, a little bit of action, a bit drama, a bit of action. I think it's really good. I really like it. So those are 2 shows. If you're interested in watching something new, I recommend. We have also been to Creed 3 on my boyfriend's birthday 2 weeks ago, and wasn't the best movie, to be honest. It was fun, it was entertaining. I love watching it. Michael B. Jordan, as many of us do, he's not a good actor actually, not really that good. Like he's good to look at, let's be honest, but I realized like he is not the best actor actually. But I think of his looks, we were like, it's okay. Like the other person that he is his counter player, is that what you call it? He was really good actually. But it wasn't the best movie. It was a fun movie. It was nice to look at, Michael Jordan. It was good, but not the best, just so you know. Let's go into reading, and I will grab my book because it's just laying right there. And we'll also go into a little bit of life stuff because you will see why. I hope it's not getting too dark because it's a bit cloudy out at the moment. But yeah, reading. I started a new book. I haven't been really reading in my Throne of Glass series. I'm reading that series and I'm at Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms. I'm reading those in tandem on my e-reader. Really nice, really fun. But we have started a challenge. I'm already going to talk about it. We have started a challenge called 75 Hard. If you've ever heard of it, you know, but if not, I will tell you a little bit about it. It is a challenge a mental toughness challenge. Let me say that first. It is a mental toughness challenge. Many people think it's a fitness challenge or a weight loss challenge. It isn't. It is a mental toughness challenge, and you will understand why in a little bit. So 75 Hard is a challenge where you, for 75 days long, consecutively, without any excuses, you will follow a set of 5 rules. Those rules are to do 2 workouts a day. One has to be outdoors, and that one outdoors can also be a walk, can also be biking, it can be anything. But 2 workouts a day of 45 minutes minimum, of at least one outdoors. So be working out daily in the gym and then do a walk. Another rule is to have to follow a diet. I don't really like the word diet. I think it has a negative tone to it, but with diet they mean that you have to follow something diet-wise for those 75 days. So some people do keto, some people do high protein, for example, some people do a calorie deficit. We just eat like we normally do, but with some changes. We already eat very healthy, but for example, no cheese or we don't do snacks at the moment, so no chocolate. That hurts a little bit, but it's okay. And there's also a rule of no cheap meals and no alcohol. We don't really drink, so that's fine by us. We can don't really drink for months on a time. And cheap meals, yeah, just no cheap meals. That is another rule. Another rule is that you have to make a progress picture every day. As I said, it is a mental toughness challenge, but you are working out, so you can see from beginning to end what your progress is. But you have to make a picture every single day. Another thing is that you have to drink a gallon of water a day. That is why I'm drinking so much water. A gallon of water a day, and then, if I'm correct, is that 5th already? Yeah. You have to read 10 pages a day in a non-fictional book. Business, maybe self-help, maybe entrepreneurial, maybe something in that range. So a lot of people do self-help books, motivational books, anything like it. So not a biography of someone, but something that range, if you know. So that's why I have my book here, because I really want to recommend it actually. The book that I'm reading is The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz. I don't know if you are able to see it because it is in gold lettering, gold foil. Yeah, The Magic of Thinking Big. So this is written by a professor. He isn't here anymore. He passed away in '87. This book is a little bit older, but he was a professor at Georgia State University in Atlanta. Here you can see also that he was a renowned life strategist and the author of several acclaimed motivational books. Yeah, the title already says a little bit, but The Magic of Thinking Big. So this book really taps into things of how you can think more positively or think a little bit bigger. I think a lot of us are maybe a little bit afraid of thinking big because what if I fail the goal that I'm thinking about? This book talks all about it. I think it is great. As I said, it is a little bit older, so it is from, let me see when it was published. It is from 1959. There are some parts in the book that you can feel it is from 1959, but it is not too bad. It is really a good book, I think. It is easy to read. There are some really practical stuff in here. What I really like is that the professor that written the book, talks about a lot of moments in his life that he encountered, the things that he talks about. One of the things, for example, is seeing yourself in a bit more of a positive light. And he talks about, for example, a guy that he worked with that was very self-deprecating and but turned it around to be more like, okay, but this is what I got in me. I can do those things. I really like it, really recommend it. So what I said, we're at 10 pages a day at least, but I just already did my pages for today and we are on day 9, yeah, and I'm at page 154. So I read, last few days I did do 10 pages a day, but I also have read 50 or 40 pages once in a weekend. I've read 20 pages, I've read more than 10. Really recommend it. But yeah, the challenge 75 hard. My boyfriend had already done it. He has done it in 2020, I think, during lockdown and everything. So I think that also shows that it is definitely possible. A lot of people, when they hear those rules, they're like, never gonna do that. Why would you do that? Why would you want to do that? And I can imagine if you think that that's all okay. But for me, I've been through a rough time, if you know. I had burnout at the end of 2021. I've been fine for a few months now. I've been doing pretty good. I have some rough spots still, of course. Everyone still has. If you've ever had burnout, you know that it's not the same anymore, and that's okay. But I'm at a place that I feel like I am able or ready to do something like this. So when I met my boyfriend, we met in 2021 or 2020. We met in 2020. Oh my goodness, I didn't even know the date anymore. So we did it before I met him in that year, yeah. We've talked about it somewhere back then and I was like, oh, that's really cool that you did it, but I don't think I would want to do something like it. And this is definitely not something that he pushed, absolutely not. It was just, we have been working out quite a bit and we're really loving it. We have been doing it together. It was a really good time for us to connect again. Or we do a lot of connecting, but at the end of the day, you just get out of the house, do something active, but also really be together and talk a little bit. We are mostly with our headphones on, like pumping weights, but it's just really nice. We have been really enjoying it, and it has been really good for my body because I wasn't moving that much anymore, and it feels more flexible. I feel like my body can handle a little bit more. So yeah, I was thinking about it a bit. I saw some videos about it. I was like, I might want to try it. So I was like to him, would you like to do it again? He said, yeah, tell me when, and we start. So we started last week Monday, of course, on a Monday. And we've been doing great for 9 days. This is day 9. We did a workout this morning, as I said, read my pages, have been drinking. We will do a walk in the afternoon. So we sometimes work out in the morning, do the walk in the afternoon, or we walk in the morning, do the workout in the afternoon. Sometimes again it's a little bit later, sometimes not. So if he works not at home, then it's I do my walk on my own, he does his walk on his own. We do the workout or in the morning or in the afternoon, mostly in the afternoon when he's not working at home. So that limits my knitting time a little bit. But it's just something I want to do. And I think it's really cool. I'm excited to see what mentally this is going to change for me. I think I will definitely get a bit of a rough spot once there, and I'm curious to see when that will be, because for now we are doing really nice. It's just a bit of adjusting and it's fun. I think it's really nice to see, like pushing yourself sounds negative, but I think it's really nice to see sometimes to just try something different, get yourself out of there. Learning only happens when you're outside of your comfort zone. For me, I am now still feeling very comfortable, but I know that there will be moments that I will be pushed out of my comfort zone, and just see how I will handle it. It is not a bad thing to get a little bit uncomfortable from time to time. I think if you're always comfortable, that could be a sign that you're at a good place right now and that it is the best for you, but also it could be a sign if you're always very comfortable and you are wanting to grow, keep that in mind, that you could change something up. Try something new. For example, for me, it is this. Not the book, just the whole challenge. But yeah, I think it also is really cool if I finish this. When I finish this, let me say it differently, just see that I've done it. It is really nice to show yourself that you're able to do hard things. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I might do a little bit of an update every other week, not 100% sure. Let me know if you want to know more about it. If you have some questions, you can also DM me if you feel more comfortable with that. But yeah, that's it. Other life things. We celebrated my boyfriend's birthday with his family. in Emma. That's where he's from. So that was really exciting. I saw his sister also. She also celebrated her birthday. They are really close to each other with birthdays. Last weekend, we had a bit of a chill weekend. Yeah, we did the workouts and everything and went outside, and the walks were really nice outside too. Cleaned a little bit. It's been nice. And this weekend we have a celebrated birthday again of my boyfriend and his sister, but with his aunt because she couldn't be there. Last time, my voice is cutting off, you heard? And other things, yeah, Easter is coming up. But I think I will already have talked with you by then. I think I will. But Easter, we're going to celebrate at my parents'. And yes, eating is a little bit more difficult now. But we have already talked about menu, and my mom just called this morning. And we were like, okay, but we can do this or we can do that. And so that was really fun. Yeah, I've done a lot of talking again. I'm really excited to see who's coming into the clubhouse. Maybe you're interested. Also, leave any questions you have about the clubhouse below. I will answer them on my Instagram. And yeah, I was just super excited about it. To meet some new people, make a lot of new friends even, because we have been making so many friends in these last month. Yeah, it has been great. I'm going to end this video because my voice is done. It's getting a bit itchy. And I'll see you in the clubhouse, or I will see you at next week's video. Bye creator, see you next time.